gentlemen, welcome back. So this is a first for the channel. So instead of doing a gameplay stream like I normally would, I am doing my first ever live animating session. And I do want to point something out. If it wasn't for my limited resources, this would have been the very first stream I would have done for the channel. But limited resources have hindered that, but I think I finally got it to a point where it's finally working. So the agenda for today is we're going to be working on long anticipated projects, mostly just the sequel to Deadly Duos, which, if you read the description of the stream, is now no longer just Deadly Duos. It is now the first chapter in Keizen's official lore book, which is a big deal. And where am I with it currently? Like 20 minutes? It's long. So yeah, we're just gonna hop in, and I think I changed. Yeah, I did change things around. So I need to change that to this. Nope, not that. There we go. So now I have it set up in a way to where it is. Sorry, there's a weird playback going on in this, and there's no way I can turn it off, but oh well. We'll work with what we can. Yeah, like, this is literally the most bare bones it could possibly be. Oh, I completely forgot. There we go. I can't close Windows because it would fuck with things. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Alright, so let's just get into the meat and potatoes right away. I'm sure we'll get a larger group going. I know this was an awkward time to stream because a lot of my friends are still getting off school, but maybe others will join the VC when they can. Let me just take a moment to here. I'm just gonna remove the clutter. We'll what was I doing? Fuck, I forgot what I was doing. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. Now, let's get into the real meat and potatoes. Which one was this? Alright, there we go. Now we are cooking. Alright. How you doing, Aaron? Wait, hold on. Where's... Are we... Yeah, okay, we're good. We're good. Also, if stream blacks out, that means I'm tabbing out to, like, look at stuff. So, like, if there's a message in the Discord VC chat, then I'd have to get to that. All right, let's get to work. Let's get to this shit. There he is. A wall of nodes. All right. Also, if any of you were for some reason curious on how to animate Arkveld, I got plenty of animating Arkveld to do with this shit. I do need to go back and here we go. I gotta paste that. I am immediately noticing that you still don't understand how this isn't that bad. I genuinely, honest to God, if you know what you're doing, that thing is a breeze and a half to animate. Working with the physics is a different story. All right. What did I want to do? Right, I wanted the where's right here we go. Grab that. Want this in the background, or in the not the background, the foreground. To give context for those who are curious, um, the fatal dragon weapon essentially just sliced an entire side of chains off of Arkveld, or Keizen as Arkveld. It isn't that bad when my tablet starts to grill itself. I do think here is actually a really good place to cut off to the next section of the project. And I guess here's a little sort of a mini course on how to get like bigger projects. It was 2, right? Yeah, it was 2. I think I'm gonna do a foreground zoom for this. Yeah, that'd look good. So what I need to do is this. Oops. Okay. Oops. All right, I think that's everything max blurred. No. I still got the main background. There we go. Yes. Yes. All right. Looking good there? Oh, it's going to look a lot better. I do need to make sure I have a frame saved with both of them in it. Because when you're setting up like the next transition scene, you got to make sure you have everything you need in the project, which is why I have like just those 2 templates. It's just so I can have them there so they're there. So now that that's done, we'll go ahead and we'll get rid of those 2. We'll save this. And just give it a moment. Hold on, let me tab out real quick. There were things I wanted to change. Is this? Here we go. Yes. Yes. All right. still tapped out. There we go. Okay. Yep. Showed up on stream. All right. So now that we have this, we're going to delete frame 1 all the way up to the last frames. And I guess you can kind of see like a tiny little teaser of like what's happening. No, not that far. There we go. So now we save this. As 32. Yes, there are 32 freaking parts to this. Oh god. And I guess to make it easier on myself, I can open this back up and get all of my space back. And there we go. Back down to 343. Which I've heard a lot of people like struggle in like the 500s. I think the most my devices handled was like a project worth 2,000 megabytes. It's a lot. So what I have planned for this is let's get all right, let's get this guy. Oh, actually, you know what? This guide helps me because it allows me to grab him. Oh, you know what? I should have saved the pose he was in while he was falling. Now I gotta reposition him. Yes, Aaron, 2,000. Where's the tail of this thing? Is this? No, that's not it. Bro. Where's... There it is. Here we go. All right. Kratos monster. Yeah, pretty much. It's especially funny because there's literally a photoshopped image on Google. If you search up, I think it's Arkveld Kratos. It's just Arkveld with the Kratos chain blades photoshopped onto his chains. I think I actually remember I showed that one time to my buddies. What happened to your boy Megatron? He got his ass kicked by the fatal dragon weapon. That's what happened. Part of me wants to get background music, but on the other hand, I don't want to clutter the stream because it's already been like you have no idea how difficult it was to set this up because I was like waiting for Shadow to give the perms to my alt so I could stream this shit, and it took him like 2 hours to respond. Granted, he was like at school. I chose a really weird time to do this, but yeah. Mm, mm, mm. If the Megatron will revenge on it, um, well, something else different is gonna happen, and I don't want to give too much details on what happens. Just so you know, I'm watching you animate Arkveld so I can learn how he works. Yeah, no, he again. I've said it once, and I've said it several times before, and I'll say it again. He is much easier to animate than he looks. If only if you know what you're moving. So like it's especially good because Stick Nodes has a new node digging feature to where like you can dig for specific nodes you want to select. Granted, it's not perfect, but it gets the job done. Okay, let me. There we go. I got it. I gotta learn since there's some monster animations I'm doing. I'll probably send you one. Okay. How is it too much nodes on Arkveld? Um, well, it's mostly because every single strand of hair is dynamic. And believe it or not, I don't know if I'm going to continue working on it, but I had a version of this that was, that had like triple the amount of visible hair you see right now. That probably would have been my most node heavy figure if I had continued it, but I didn't yet. I'm at least glad that chat's a lot more active than usual for my Monster Hunter streams because like I'm finally streaming something that my channel is like about. But yeah, I am actually in a VC. I'm in the Animator Club VC, so I don't know which one. It might actually be honestly, it might actually be a private one, but I mean, I don't exactly know if it's private, but we'll see. Guardian Arkveld. Honestly, the Guardians don't seem really that hard to make because all I need to do is just make the base monster and then change its features relative to a Guardian. I think out of all of them, Arkveld would probably be the easiest to convert to a Guardian because all it is just adding purple accents to Arkveld. In fact, in all honesty, I can kind of already just do that with the base with the color changing. But yeah. Yeah, I plan on making every single monster in the current roster of wilds, every new monster introduced. And I've been waiting on it for so long, and it's been bugging the shit out of me that he hasn't been uploaded yet. But my next figure and another monster that will appear in this collab or in this animation is Jindahad. And I do actually have a really fun idea with him. But I won't give it too much detail yet because I'm not quite there. I still got a long way to go. Okay. I think this is good. All right, base with layering. Here, let me make sure. Boop. And then bump. Guardian Ebony Odo would probably be easy as fuck since you've got an Ebony model and you have an Odogaron back glow sprite. Just tint it white. It's more than that. I think for every single Guardian except for Arkveld, I probably would need to make a separate figure because the changes to them are quite drastic. Yeah, I like this yeah, the textures are massively different. Joseph Gravios, Blangaga are back in Monster in the Wild. You should go and beat them up. I already have multiple times. um, yeah, I'm totally fine with that, Raijin. You can join in if you want. Just make sure to keep the foul language at a minimum because I am streaming. Yes, it is quite amusing to watch. And I come from a community, well, I have gotten myself into a community to the where essentially their mindset is like we would watch you paint a fence. Hello, Mayhem. Hey. All right. Also, I have a new. Where is it? There it is. I have a new explosion movie clip. It's one of my. It's probably one of the best explosive type movie clips that I've done. How long has this project been going? I'm pretty sure I started the first part of this back in like since the sequel was announced, which was like a year and a half ago. It's been a while. It's been a really long while. So, yeah, Cabo, it's ridiculous. It is a long time. The longer it takes, the better it gets. Um, yeah. Hold on. I need to make sure is Oh, of course Discord audio is not working. It's fucking it's from a different freaking post. Okay, hold on. Which one is it? Which one is it? Hold on. Is it this? Uh, I don't think it's that. Oh God, which one is it? Oh, I didn't scroll down. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. This one, I think, maybe. To be fair, this might be your longest project yet, and since it's the most recently animated, it might be one of your best videos. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like this is made in a time where it's past tense, probably my best work prior. So this shit is gonna be ridiculous.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to chat.
Which chat?
Mayhem, he's literally streaming.
Not really sure what you mean by that, evolved, but it really depends on what I am animating. You know what? Honestly, I think I'm gonna make a version of this where it doesn't have the lightning. Nope, that's not it. Yes. There we go. I thought he was schizophrenic. Yeah. That's totally fine, Cabo. Like, I know you got school and whatnot. I did try and choose a time to stream where it's like everybody's like done with school because like this is a weird time where it's like everybody else has school and like this is my one day off. So yeah.
Hey, what's up? Finally, I can talk.
Nice.
Ooh, hold on, give me a second, real quick.
That's totally fine, Cabo. There we go. Up there goes Mayhem. That's fine, Mayhem. Damn it. All right, you sort those out. I had 1 week off from school, had spring break, so that means I had 1 week off. Um, yeah, something about college is their like seasonal breaks are wicked long. Like my winter break was literally a month and a half. It was ridiculous. All right, that looks all right. Here, what I need to do, I need to take these and put these in front like so. So now I can there we go.
Hey, I'll just leave EC. I gotta do something. I'll be back
Alright.
later. All right. See you later.
Okay, you know what? I think I might. Just do a cheeky little duplication. How's that look? Wow, he falls to the ground fast. What kind of moves does Arkveld do? Primary's Dragon Element. Hello, Omega. Oops, didn't mean to. There we go. Now that's a meaty camera shake. See, I might drag this out, be a little longer. There we go. Evolved, I'm getting to that. It's just, I got so much shit. Like, I'm on my last 2 weeks of college, so it's gonna be a very busy 2 weeks. The flexible wings are oddly satisfying to see move. Yeah, I got kinematics built into it. I'm gonna tab out real quick and check something. All right, we're good. make some figures that can change expression in their faces. I kind of already have done that. Not kind of, you've done that multiple times. Yeah, yeah, that's also true. I still think the best one I ever did was the expressions that I managed to pull off with Dronus in those two skits. Like those were probably my best expression faces I've ever made. Yeah, well, that was like my first test with it. Yeah. For this guy specifically, I try to make some of his movements like more robotic and mechanical and jittery. So, what is his name? The Fatal Dragon Weapon. But it's essentially just Mecha Fatalis. See, Cabo, I would follow by that logic, but if you look at Mechagodzilla from GVK, he ain't moving one limb at a time, I'll tell you that. Movements are like heavy, like you can feel the thing is heavy and it takes its time to move, especially when it's running. Yeah, so when I eventually get to this guy's like movement cycles, he'll be like he'll move like a robot. All right, I'm gonna take this moment to piss real quick, so I'll be right back. And we're back. All right. I completely forgot to blur these. As the background gets more focused, the foreground gets less. That looks much better. Okay, that looks so much better. Did I beat every high rank monster in Monster Hunter Wilds? I did stream Title Update 1, so I have beaten every single high rank monster. Hello, Shadow. Which high rank monster is hard for you? If we're ignoring Tempered Mizu, which pretty much one-shots through fully upgraded Arkveld armor, um, Gormagala is sneaky difficult because his moveset is different, is mechanically different compared to like the entirety of the roster. So he's mechanically difficult, but I wouldn't say he's like difficult. But yeah, Tempered Mizu, he has like a one shot that pretty much one shots you through fully upgraded Arkfeld armor. And even in like the highest defense gear in the game, which is currently fully upgraded Zoshia, it still brings you to like 9. It still puts you to like 10%. I almost said it almost puts you to 90% health, but technically it would do 90% of your health. So hello, Jayla. Mecha Dragon. Yes, Mecha Black Dragon Fatalis. Bro's locked in right now. Well, it's the moment that I go silent is when I'm really locked in. When I'm really in the nitty gritty. Xeno'jiva, Vishara, Travalda, final boss of Monster Hunter World. They're the final bosses. Yep, that's correct. I mean, if you're not including title updates, then yes, those are the final bosses of the story of Base Game and Iceborne. You know what, Jarrett? I was actually thinking about putting on background music, and I think I might. So, I'll go ahead and... Here, let me change screens. I'm just gonna turn... Oh, wait, no, that's Discord audio. I'm gonna turn that off. And I'll go ahead and get... Here, wait. Oh, Anatomy's asking if I'm animating on 30 FPS. Technically, yes, but I have a workaround to it. So, and here this is all right. So, education time. So, I have been getting asked a lot on like, yo, why do you animate on 30 FPS? That's because I have a workaround. And that workaround is I'm essentially running this project at false 10 FPS. So let me Mecha, or not Mecha, Evolved, I'll get back to you on that. So I'll give you an example. So this is the animation speed at 30 FPS. Now I'm going to bring it down to 10. No difference. There's literally no difference whatsoever. And the key to that is tween override. So as long as it is below 30 FPS, I can run an animation at 10 FPS regardless. And it's also useful for like if I need to work around with like tweening shenanigans shit, I can speed it up if I need to or slow it down if I want to drag out a shot. But yeah, the reason why I do it is so I can get a good camera shake, and I'll give an example here. So, let me set that to the max. It is 50. And I'll set it to 10 FPS as an example. So this is what camera shake looks like with that. Now I'm going to turn up the FPS to 30. And then here's the camera shake now. Oh, wait, I completely forgot. I'm not sharing screen. Hold on. That's my bad. There we go. Uh, yep, Cabo, I noticed. All right. So this is what it looks like with 10 FPS. Speed it up to 30, and now it's much more violent, and I like this so much more. It is so much better. So yeah, it's essentially just a way of getting better camera shake without essentially changing the speed of my animating. And it works really well. Um, I was going to answer your question. Sounds for the Mecha Fatalis. So I don't know if I'll be able to get to the sound part of this because instead of implementing the sounds and stick nodes, I make the animation and then port it to CapCut and then add the sounds. So it's a multi-layer process, but I do have soundboards that are great for this guy in particular. All right, Jera asked me to get some music, so I'll go ahead and get that. Uh, Here, let me. Where's stream audio? There it is. All right, I'm gonna mute it first. So I need to see how loud it is. Oh wait, is it just passively playing through? Oh, okay. Okay, I don't even need to change it. But I do think I do need it to... I need it to connect to... No, not that. Okay, hold on. Okay, it's... I don't know if there's a way I can get it to swap off of that. It's kind of just embedded with the audio. Oh well. I'll just have to turn it. It seems silent enough, so I'll kind of just have it play in the background. Maybe turn it down a little bit more. All right, that's better. That's better. Here we go. All right, I'll just have that off to the side. All right. All right, I'll have this play now. Oh, that's way too quiet. Okay, hold on. That's better. That's better. All right, real quick before I'm just gonna quickly see how this runs on stream. How dare you, YouTube hides this stream for me for 100 minutes. Okay, all right, that sounds good. That sounds good. All right. I just had to play it back on my secondary device so I could hear it. All right. Now we can properly get to work. Ah, shit, that's my parents calling me. I'll be right back. Proc rules, I'll answer your question when I get back. Alright, I'm back. Progress on the project. Currently about 20 minutes deep with this. Well, 20 minutes as in, like, length of the animation as a whole. It is alone. Oh. I haven't been working on it recently. It's mostly because projects like that I now have saved on a hard drive, so I can't access them right this very moment. But they do exist. I think oh, now he's back. Stream's gonna mess up a little bit. 2s, 1s, and 3s. I really don't know how that translates to stick nodes as like 2s, 3s, and 1s, but if you're looking for FPS, my biggest, it's 60. Gonna be released in 2943. Imagine. And it's just like, yeah, we're gonna work on this project, and then we're over here just like, we will be dead when we finish this project. And he's like, shit, you right. Where'd I get the side view of Arkveld? I made the side view of Arkveld. And technically it's a hybrid view of Arkveld. So essentially what that means is I can manipulate the figure in a way to make it look 3D. And Jackson, if you're curious, the Arkveld is on the workshop. So if you want to go ahead and check it out and download it for yourself, you can. But do be warned, it is really difficult to work with if you see this wall of nodes. That's fine, Croc. Oh, you know what, Evolved? I meant to answer your question earlier, but I got sidetracked by things. This is Monster Hunter music. It's, Ice Shard Cliffs, if you're curious. And this is actually something really cool that I did, and something really cool that I found out is all of the different variations of the locale themes, they can be mixed together And so I have it as an unlisted video on my alternative YouTube account, and it's literally called Ice Shard Cliff's Ultimate Symphony Mix. And it's probably the best locale theme in the series, honestly. If we're excluding Frontier, that is. I'm glad I can actually finally interact with chat, because it's either I can't or there's just nobody to interact with. So I'm actually really glad that chat isn't a forever forgotten ghost town like it usually is. Which I figured it was going to be more active for this stream, because this is more focused on like what I actually do for the channel. How long did Arkveld take to make? If I had to guess total amount of hours spent, probably 30 hours spread across about a week and a half, 2 weeks. inspired me to animate. Well, I think I remember. I think I was one of the few people to who was like around when I was at like a proper age where I was like watching YouTube, and then I stumbled upon some of Dinomania's first animations. But that wasn't necessarily an inspiration. It was more or less just watching it for the sake of watching it. But then it was during the COVID pandemic where I stumbled upon DC2, Draw Cartoons 2. And that's what really sparked my love for animations. And this was before I found stick nodes. And when I did find stick nodes, I never went. I kind of graduated from DC2 and into stick nodes. I still have my first ever animation on stick nodes saved, but it's on my hard drive, so I can't access it right now. Among Kaiju video, that was good. It was a good laugh. Was crushed when he announced there wasn't going to be a sequel. She said she was thinking about a sequel, but that's probably going to be way later down the line. Especially considering Lord of the Galaxies has been the bulk of content. And there's other stuff that she's working on. Yeah, Dinomania is a she. It blew my mind when I first found out. So you're not the only one. Use DC2 instead of stick nodes. Honestly, high key, I kind of want to return to DC2 because from what I've seen with like recent animations, they're kind of crazy. They go kind of crazy. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. My childhood? Yeah, for freaking real. Everyone in the Discord says Zilla sucks. Do you agree? Can't be the only one. Okay, I'll say it like this. As his own monster, he's actually really good. But when put into the context of like, yo, this is Godzilla, no. No, just no. If you say yes, I'm clipping it, by the way. Well, technically, I didn't say yes or no. Zilla is his own master. Exactly, Cabo. I'm one of the people that thinks the 1998 version is Godzilla, but any other iteration is Zilla. I guess technically. He doesn't need the title OG Godzilla to be cool. Yeah. Pretty much. And then Zilla Jr. is just goated. It's just a fact. He's just so much better. Zilla Jr.'s the GOAT? Yeah. I didn't have access to that series, but I think where I watched it was actually off of the YouTube playlist of the series. Yeah, Zilla Jr. is like, he's sneaky strong. Monster models in DC2, and I'm going to make Arkveld eventually, but I'm worried about his chains. Yeah, his chains are really strange. So, here, let me copy this figure and go into a movie clip and just paste it. Yeah, so like, see, the thing about DC2, I'm not sure how it does with limbs that extend, because that's what Arkveld's chains do. Like, they can go to a point where they're like quadruple this normal length, or they can be shrunken down a lot. So actually, if I just go to the original Arkveld movie clip, this is what the resting position looks like. So yeah, that's just resting pose on the chains. I have no clue how DC2 can do that. And frankly, I don't think it can, but yeah. I feel like that's gonna be the tricky one. Zilla Jr. is literally a glass cannon. See, this is something that I really liked about the Zilla Jr. that fought Shin Godzilla in Dynamania's animation. He isn't just a glass cannon, he's smart. He's really smart. So, like, I can understand why he would beat the shit out of Shin Godzilla. Zilla is smart enough to form bonds and is agile and a nuclear live weapon. Yeah. Trying to read over what you got, Croc. It's bold of you to think that he wins against Ultima and Earth Godzilla. Earth Godzilla probably not, because Dino Mania literally has an animation of it where he gets his ass kicked. And Ultima, I don't think Zilla can beat Ultima. -1 is interesting, though. That honestly would actually be low-key a pretty interesting fight. Ultima's atomic breath is extremely weak. Honestly, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, the way that Ultima is built and like how he works, if he tried to keep his head on a swivel just to keep up with Zilla Jr., he would essentially give himself a concussion trying to do so. Because that's how he was built. Like, they literally said it himself, or the designers of Ultima literally said it themselves. If Ultima was to turn his head too fast, he would literally give himself a concussion. So, like, yeah. Yeah, honestly, you know what? Yeah, I think Junior would beat the shit out of Ultima. Literally a counter to Ultima? Yeah, pretty much. Let me check. It's gonna black out for a minute. Alright, there we go. Alright, now I have it to the point where it doesn't black out. That's a lot, Jackson. Out of all of those, the only ones I haven't made in stick-nodes is Gore and Lagiacrus. It's mostly because Gore Magala, that cape is gonna be the bane of my existence. If you thought Arkveld was bad with the frickin' pure floof wings, God have mercy on Gore Magala. Jesus Christ. Black Flame's gonna be interesting, because there's like multiple different versions of it. Because like, there's the one that isn't covered in oil, and then there's the one that's completely void of the oil, where it's like this really vibrant yellowish green to dark iridescent blue. It's a really good mix of colors. And then that's all bioluminescent as well. Here, I'm gonna, real quick, I'm gonna check something. See if it's, how you doing, Sephiroth? Nothing new for that. Alright. Planning on Chagru, but don't know when it started. Yeah, doing Monster Hunter Monsters is weird because like there's not really that many good references, and the only reason I was capable of making the Arkveld is because the SFM model was uploaded to the workshop, so I just ported it to Blender, took my reference images, and then ported them to stick nodes as sprites, and then that's how he was made. Do I have dust? What is particle dust? Oh, dust. Oh, that's the. Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, you know what I need? I need the, hold on. Sand tide. There we go. Oh, I already had these? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Alright, now we're... Let me just get rid of Sandtide. Where is that? Sandtide. Did I miss it? I might have missed it. There it is. Here we go. Yes. Here we go. All right. Unfortunately, I don't have a blender, so I can't get a perfect side view. Alliteration is very much required, because what you're saying is you need to put stuff in a blender to get a side view. But I understand what you're saying. It is free on Steam, though. So, yeah, you know what? Both SFM and Blender are free on Steam. So, if you want to get them, knock yourself out. Because there's plenty of Shagaru. Is Mecha Dragon that strong or overpowered? Well, considering that it is essentially just a mech that is based off of canonically the strongest monster in Monster Hunter, I think yes. Here we go. This arrangement of movie clips with the Sandtide is like my smoothest dust movie clip. Here, let me go to it. Okay, that shit. Let me zoom out. You are correct. I have not gotten to the Wraths yet. And I have planned on making those two because my goal with them is to successfully replicate the pattern on their wings. Because everybody forgets the pattern. Which, with the current version of stick nodes, it is 100% possible. I just need to figure it out. Alright, let me get back my Arkveld. This guy. My favorite Elder Dragon? That's tricky because I really don't have a definitive first place for any monster. If I had to pick a favorite, visually speaking, favorite monster, or not visually speaking, visually speaking and fight-wise, Zoshia is wicked good. And technically Zoshia is an Elder Dragon, but technically it's not an Elder Dragon. it has the build of an Elder Dragon, I'll say it like that. But it's actually categorized as a construct, which means it is forged, essentially. It's a man-made monster, essentially. But favorite Elder Dragon? My knee-jerk favorite was Shara Ishvalda. But picking an actual favorite, that's tricky. Am I obsessed with Monster Hunter? Why have I made almost 24 of these motherfuckers? Favorite is either Nurg, Shagru, or Mal. Apologize if I misspelled that last one. You know what? You actually got them all right. But yeah. And you know what? You actually reminded me, if I had a nemesis of a monster, Primordial Malzeno is my nemesis. And by nemesis, I mean, like, he's way up there. He's wicked good. But he's also, like, ridiculously hard. Joints, good lord. Yep. Welcome to Arkveld. Oh, don't feel bad for me. This thing, if you know what you're doing, this thing is a breeze. But actually, knowing how to animate this thing is like an achievement. Because once you get it to do what you want to do, you can make some ridiculous shit. Need crater. Next space. Crater. Crater. Save from me, old one. Hello, Shadow Jira. Is Arkveld meant to be dead or something? Severely injured, I would call it. So yeah, he hurting bad. I love how you had glasses on the face and thumbnail. Yeah. He's trying to figure out, I was like, okay, how do I cook with this? got a good position. I'm gonna chill on. Been dormant for 50 minutes because I tried launching War Thunder and it almost fucked my laptop. Hey, you'll be fine. Walk it off. To do. I want this guy here. was there a huge discussion on Zilla? Because I said that Zilla Jr. was goated. Or actually, I can backtrack. Let me see. Oh, it was because Croc said that everyone on Discord says Zilla sucks, and he was wondering if I agreed. As his own monster, he is awesome, but in the context of Godzilla, no. And then Zilla Jr.'s just the goat. He's goated. I think I'll probably finish this walk cycle and then call it a stream. I might stream tomorrow, maybe. does seem like the stream is slowing down. So I'll probably call it soon. Alright, that walk cycle looks good. Probably be worth it to slow it down a bit. What's this? Yeah, Jarrah, if you were here earlier, I was explaining why it was 30 FPS because someone asked about it. Yeah, you kind of immediately just picked up on it. It's using tween override to slow it down. And as long as the... What's the reason? The reason is to get a better camera shake. So, here, let me give an example. So, I'm gonna delay this. And, we'll set camera shake to that. In this. I accidentally had stream disabled while I was showing this. So this is what camera shake looks like at 10 FPS. And then if I speed it up to 30, this is what it looks like. A lot more violent. And I like using that because it allows me to... I'm not really sure what the right word is. It's just better. They need to speed up the camera shake because it's kind of slow. And maybe give different variations to it. One that's like either vertical, horizontal, etc. CapCut shakes work. They do have like the same speed to them, but they're still like on that all axes plane where in my case I just want it to be like what's the word for it? Vertical. Okay, so now... This is right here. Oh yeah, that's a lot more menacing. That slow walk. Oh, that's... It's even more terrifying because, like, you know, like, it's a robot because you could see, like, the cogs in the leg just spin and he's just menacingly walking towards him. Oh, it's so good. Honestly, I think out of all of the figures, this is probably the most satisfying one I have ever made. It is so fun to animate. And I haven't even gotten to the drill tail yet. But yeah, he's just a blast and a half to animate. Alright, see ya, Jira. I'm probably gonna end stream soon. That looks good. Alright. Probably stop it there. We'll review the work. The overall work. Alright. Do nope. Yep, that looks good. Alrighty. Thank you all for tuning in to my first live animating session. It depends on if I'll do one tomorrow. Maybe, maybe not, but we'll see you guys next time.